Good morning, beloveds. I'm so glad to see you, and especially to Sarah. I see Sarah's on.
Thank you.
So
I'm I'm not
all our love
looking
to you,
good.
Sarah.
Oh,
I
and
hope
mine
I
to
hope
you.
everything's going amazing for you.
It is.
And the
It's going
surgery turned
it's
out
going
just
very well.
perfect. But of
Thank you for
course,
your
there's so
support and
much
your
love
love
surrounding
and your
you, and there's
prayer.
so much love surrounding Maria and Lynn, Jennifer,
Oh,
Naraya.
yes.
Yes, we have quite a powerful group of divine beings sitting here this morning. And of course, Debbie is here. Ha ha ha. Debbie, I need to see if you can do 5:30 tonight instead of 5. Okay. I have your sister earlier, that's why. Yeah. All right. So listen, whose life is it anyway? I'm asking you all a question. Don't have to answer with your voice. Just a question. Whose life is it anyway? I think for most humans, because of the veil we're behind and the delusion, it's a very powerful delusion of relativity and duality that most of us say it's my life. So don't bug me, you know. I'm going to do it my way. But in truth, it's not our life, and we're going to discover that today when we look at this great monkey deity, Hanuman. It's a celebration, not today, but in the coming days, of this amazing devotee who's an exemplar, a perfect example of what we want to be. Not the ego me, but this just completely surrendered to the divine. And there's a full moon. There's a full moon in Libra coming up, and there's Passover starting tomorrow. What? So, Cami, I'm still high from last night. Yeah, we had a nice little session last night. But anyway, yeah, we have, it's always amazing time, no matter what day of the week it is, what time of the year it is, and all that. It's amazing because you know why? Because you are amazing, because you are one with the infinite, even now as we speak it. And I had a song once that went this way. They keep telling me it ain't easy. Yeah, they keep telling me it ain't easy. After all, you're just a human, and that's why God made you one. And then I went on to write a lyric that said, but what does it really matter? What does it really matter if you have love in your heart? What does it really matter if we have peace in our minds? And what does it really matter if we have our soul freedom? You know, because people will always keep telling you it ain't easy. It really can't be done. After all, you're just a human. That's why God made you one. But those are the voices of the people in my head, and they keep hanging around. The voices in my head, they keep hanging around. However, but what does it really matter when you have love in your heart, when you have peace in your mind, and when you have your soul freedom? Ah, perfect. Now we're going to understand Hanuman more, the monkey god. But I like to consider Hanuman, who is the monkey deity in India, as not the monkey mind, but the monkey divine mind. Yeah. He ain't a normal monkey mind. He's a divine monkey mind. I know I'm probably confusing you all if you don't know the yoga behind all this, but anyway, we're going to dive in now, everybody. So close your eyes to this world, close your eyes to all your thoughts, close your eyes to the next thing that you have on your to-do list today. Close your eyes on that, all the things you have on your calendar coming up, and see if you can just come into that beautiful, as we talked about yesterday, that in that point of intuitive perception in your center of your heart, the nucleus where you can experience the whole cosmos. You can experience God consciousness or cosmic consciousness right in the center of your heart. That's always where we want to begin and continue and end, and then keep repeating. is to have this intuitive perception in the heart. We call it intuitive imagination. So let's just go back to way back in the days of ancient India, where all these deities that we hear about, like Vishnu and Shiva, and of course this Hanuman. Let's just go back a little bit and feel like we're in the presence of not only those devotees. You know, it doesn't matter really who you worship. It really doesn't matter because God is in everything, everyone, but He's especially in you and me. So when we worship the divinity that's within ourselves, we're right on. We're right on it. We're right on it. We're right in tune. So let's begin our breathing, everybody. If you haven't already, and just take a big breath in through the nostrils, just a little bit, and then hold, maybe to a count of 2 or 3. And then exhale. Let's send that breath out. Open mouth or closed nostrils, it's up to you. Hold a little bit at the bottom and just rest in peace. And let's receive another breath of life force. Inhale. Bring it up. Hold for a count of 3. And exhale out your mouth or out your nostrils slowly. And then hold at the end of this exhale and rest in bliss. That was a nice rest stop. Let's go once more, everybody. Inhale through the nostrils slowly, this life force. Yogananda said there's enough energy in 1 gram of your flesh to light up the city of Chicago for 2 days and nights. In 1 gram of flesh. And exhale, empty it out. And you say you are tired. So let's learn something here. Let's set the tone for today. That's what Cami and I talked about last night, setting a tone for the day. So maybe it's just one word or one concept that we all hold as we go about our days, keeping our consciousness riveted to that truth. All of us can imagine how connected we can stay when we do something like that. And already we are connected because there's no separation at all. We are all in the oneness. So let's start to be so open in our minds and our hearts that the words that come in have a vibrational tone, meaning that they either resonate with you a lot or maybe just a little or none at all. But just be like that wise ant that takes the sugar away from the sand. They take just the sugar. If they're in a bunch of sand, they're just going to look for the sugar and take the sugar. Let's just take the sugar, that which really resonates, and hold it in that intuitive place in your heart, my dears, as you listen to and feel. Let's say that, and feel these vibrations. Blessed be to the seekers of truth. Blessed be to the seekers of truth. As we move through this holy passage of the full moon, that's in Libra, with several astrological and holy day significances occurring in this junction, serving as a portal from one reality to the next. Do you know that we are all in a different reality than when we came here? Don't even think about that. Just feel it. Because we're connected as one. So there's a portal with us. And it's going to help us go from this 3D HD into 4D and maybe even into 5D. And this is our first powerful concept. This portal is an opportunity for a bold and faith-driven leap. A leap of faith, my dears. A leap of faith is what the energies are all about right here and now. One of these holy days is that of Hanuman, honoring the birth and the life of the sacred monkey deity. So not only do we have a chance for a leap of faith today, but what the holiday represents in honor of the birth and life of the sacred monkey deity, that's a pure divine mind, my dears. It's not the monkey restless earthly mind. But listen to this. Add this to your vibrational field as you pick out just the deepest resonances with these concepts that you're listening to now. And put it in your heart. Savor it there. Savor everything beautiful and divine that's in your heart. So this symbolizes this honoring of the birth and life of the sacred monkey deity, the birth of soul consciousness, the birth of our soul consciousness. As one awakens to their true purpose in service to the divine will. We're in Her Majesty's service, my dears, in service to the Holy Mother, the Divine Feminine, and yes, the Divine Masculine Heavenly Father. But just let's be in this stillness around this birth of our consciousness as we awaken to the true purpose that this is not my life. Quite frankly, I have nothing to do with it. This has everything to do to our true purpose, which is to be in Her Majesty's service. And what is Her Majesty's service? It's the divine will. Cosmic Mother runs this show. She runs this universe. So maybe you could do a little bowing of your head right now, all of us, as if you're deciding to enlist yourself in the service to divine will. Maybe some of you already may have gotten on your knees and taken the dust of Hanuman's monkey feet. So often in India, the devotees take the dust of the feet of their divine teacher. And in the 25 years as a monk in Self-Realization Fellowship, Paramahansa Yogananda's ashram, either on Saturday nights or Sunday nights, depending on which ashram we were staying at, living at. We would go into the rooms one by one where Yogananda stayed when he was at that particular ashram and slept. And there were always his shoes right underneath the bed. And I remember so vividly kneeling every time and taking the dust of those shoes of Paramahansa Yogananda. Now, it doesn't have to be Yoganandaji. It could be the Cosmic Mother right now that you might be bowing to as you enlist in her Majesty's service, giving your life in service to divine will. Hanuman symbolizes the purified mind. Can you feel the vibrations, sparkles of light around your brain and mind right now? Purifying it is a blessing. For being humbled enough to be in service to the divine will. And you feel that sparkly light circulating around your head right now, purifying your mind. It's being purified, my dears, so you can devote yourself to your divine self. A mind purified is devoted to the soul, the divine self of us. And what could this mean? What could this mean? It could mean that we are taking our mortal mind and our mortal personality, our mortal desires, our mortal proclivities, and we lay them at the feet of the altar. We lay our mortal mind, our mortal personality, our mortal self-centeredness, our mortal habits, proclivities, and we lay it at the feet of the altar of the divine within us, also called the God Smart, the God Spark, also known as monad, which means one. the altar of the divine within us. We give our minds, we give our hearts, we give all our humanness, we give our souls in loving service to the divine will. Despite Hanuman's great powers, there is tremendous humility demonstrated throughout his life. As the ego is fully surrendered, as he fully surrendered his ego to the divinity within. Which gave him a superhuman strength that wasn't his personal power, but the alignment with the divine will. True power, true strength comes from alignment with divine will. The most famous story of Hanuman is when he was in the high court with Ram, and that's saying with the divine monad or God itself, and Sita, the most devoted to that divine presence or God or spirit. And they offered Hanuman a pearl necklace because of his loyalty and his service. He picked up and received those pearls, and he was feeling them, looking at them, smelling them, even tasting them. And then he gave them back. He said, I don't need these. Thank you, but no thanks. And everyone in the high court said, see, he's not the real deity God after all. To refuse that gift from God and Sita. And so he took his claws, reached into his chest and tore his chest open. And in the center of his heart, there was an image of Ram. In the centermost part of his heart, the image of Ram. So, my dears, it doesn't matter what the gifts or no gifts, it's who we have in our heart that really matters. Hanuman is a representation of the egoless devotion that fuels our soul's ascent toward enlightenment. Represents our egoless self, filled with devotion, fueling our soul's ascent toward enlightenment. If we want to follow Hanuman's example and be in service to the divine will, he symbolizes living a life of karma yoga, which is selfless service, selfless action, done purely for the sake of the divine. Can you imagine today picking up something from the floor and you do it with all your love and devotion in service, picking up some trash from the street and you do it with all your love and devotion, having a regular old ordinary day today, but doing it all with love, and it becomes extraordinarily divine because of your commitment of being in service to divine will. And finally, let's get ready for our leap of faith. Hanuman takes his leap to the sun. And we can visualize now taking a leap toward the sun of God's bright light and omnipresence. As an aspiration, my dears, as an aspiration for our souls to reach its highest light. That's what our leap of faith means. It's an aspiration to reach the highest light. And it also symbolizes the transmutation or the alchemization of our lower human instincts. They keep telling me it ain't easy. It really can't be done. After all, you're just a human. That's why God made you one. But those are the voices, the people in my head. They keep hanging around. But what does it really matter when you have love in your heart, peace in your mind, and your soul freedom? So we're going to practice alchemizing, transmuting our lower instincts, our lower animalistic instincts into higher divine service. It's not just a thought, we're in service. That's how you transmute. You're in action. In every little detail, we offer into a higher divine service mastery of our primal forces within the self, the soul, or in this case, the little ego self, mastery over the little ego self, the me, the mind. Let's just rest in the presence. It's taken you lifetimes to get to this point of stillness right now. As you're vibrating in a higher frequency, let's rest. Let's put everything to rest. The old life to rest. Our worries, our fears, our doings. Let's just rest in the divine will. And let's send to Sarah all the light within us and anyone else going through illnesses, surgeries, divorces, all the stuff that we're very familiar with. Let's send our united love, our united surrender to the divine will, which gives us the true power, source power, soul power, to be guided today in a way like never before because of our humility and our commitment that we have nothing to do with it. It is all spirit. It is all light. It is all love. It is all harmony. It is all unity. It is all joy. It is all peace if we allow thy will be done. We thank you, Hanuman. We thank you, great light of spirit, for our awakening, our openness to receive the truth, our willingness to apply the truth, and the joy and the love that we put into every detail as a love offering to you, O Spirit. Every detail in our existence, it's for you. I do it. We do it for you. And so it is. So shall it be. So be it. Aho. Now we all go to a kirtan and we just chant to Hanuman. That's that, right? Now we have our kirtan, Cami. Yeah, chant a little bit to Hanuman. Celebrate what just happened here. Can you imagine this? How is this happening? I really can't tell you. I really can't tell you. It's magical. We just are here. We just found each other again. Friends once more to be. Divine friends. Divine friends. We're a unit. We're a tribe. There's nothing can touch a unified tribe, right? This is why we ride together. So thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. And I just can't wait for us to be more happier than we were yesterday. As Yogananda said, today we're going to be more happier than we were yesterday. How's that? All right. Have fun, everybody. Give me a holler if you need anything. I'm always available. I'd love to hear from you. My dogs are barking. They're saying it's time to give me a walk.
Yeah.
Blessings,
Thank you all so
beloveds.
much.
Namaste.
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 Love y'all.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.